the first movement, as I said, we're just looking at squatting, and obviously that's the first part. We get that crouch, so good technique, just go out through here, you just go through it. And we'll talk through it as we go. These heels are nice and planted, that's where the weight gets transferred through. Obviously Tinky will talk about stance and setup initially. As soon as our feet are square, we're in that strong position rather than being in a split stance. So when we talk about the initial engagement, if you've got a foot coming forward, you're not in a strong position, whereas as you are if your feet are square. Yep. So initial setup, feet are square, tilts at the hips initially, chest is forward so his back is nice and straight. Continue to go through it, mate. Yeah, and then as he comes through, he pushes through the heels and then the drive goes through the hips. Common fault on it is that people will tend to have their knees come over their toes as such. I know Tinky will talk about in the setup that getting your knees over the toes, that right mate, in terms of the crouch ain't in that situation, getting over. In the gym we probably don't look at it, but in terms of their power, obviously that's because he's got weight controlling from behind in terms of the second row. When we're on the gym floor here, we just try and transfer everything through heels. Yep. Ideally we all, who's seen a baby squat? Kids, those that are kids, you know, we go through the full range of a kid squat from there and get all the way through. Some way along our change of life we forget how to squat, and the first thing that we do, we start leaning back in the toes, going over toes and so forth. So dip from the hips, and that's why I keep saying, so as you see on the movement, as soon as he gets a little hip tilt, yeah, and then we're activated through it. That's why we need to be strong throughout it, yeah. Gets in the squat and then his hips come forward on it, nice strong throughout his glutes, and that's our main power as we get through on it. Any questions on that, guys?
So bar position.
Bar position, yeah, mate. We sort of sit across that top of the trapezius there, so it's nice and soft on the back. A lot of people tend to have that sitting up high on their neck. Yep. Ideally, once he gets his elbows forward there more, yeah, he can just sort of sit nice and soft on that up there and back.
If you've got hip issues, are there variations?
Hip issues? Did you say so?
Yeah. Are there variations on the squat?
On it, probably foot placement wise, you still keep your feet square, but you can turn your legs out on it. The other one is we'll get guys to box squat. Yep, so they can take the load under control, and then once they get there, they can reset and go again. That's probably more specific and stuff.
Touch on it a bit, but
We'll get guys, when guys are lifting heavily, we'll get them to sit on it definitely, and then use the drive up to come up on it. Yep. So they'll go down under control on the whole weight, under control, get to the bottom, then they push up on it. Yeah, under control. It's almost like a rest for them, like a 1 second rest down the bottom, then they drive up again. Yeah.
So squatting just parallel, not full depth?
Look, in terms of the full depth and range and stuff, some people will have good range of goes. So Nick's got good range through that, so he can go. Depends how much weight he's got. If we're lifting heavy, we won't get guys to go through that full depth. Yeah, probably break for 90. Once you break your 90, you start getting probably a little bit more in terms of the power movement and in terms of just the speed of the lift rather than loading up and going through for some strength. Definitely if we're doing strength and we're tweaking that strength, putting on some size on it, then we'll just get him to just hit to the 90.
So you don't
Look, some people do. I'm